Welcome to the Scoundrel Shard, episode 13. In this game, I want to look at tempo. We've talked about tempo before, but this is a game that really illustrates what happens if tempo advantage is lost early on, especially as we're playing an orange deck. Orange decks have many small creatures that are very efficient. They look to take over the game in the mid-game, to just swarm out on the board, make efficient trades, and always control board position through good tempo. And our hand is perfectly acceptable. We're curving well. We don't have a 3-drop, but we certainly have 2 high-value 2-drops and a super high-value 4-drop. We're in good shape. The early Quillblade is perfect. Everything is looking good start. I think the starting position is fine. Normally, as an orange deck, we're going to want to look to trade aggressively, to establish board dominance. But this Weave Breaker comes down. And turn 3 Weave Breaker when you're on the play is the strongest time to play Weave Breaker, and even more strong against our deck. As you can see, since we don't run any 1-drops, we're only running 2-drops or higher, this means that there's nothing in our hand we can play. We try to make the best of the situation by moving forward, using our hero power, expend our mana, get damage to face, try and convert something along those lines, but it means that we're sacrificing the Quillblade right off the bat. And it becomes even worse when the Light Dancer comes down, because now we're not trading the Quillbreaker, we're just losing it. And we suddenly find ourselves 2 minions behind in board position going into turn 4. We play the 5/5, but I want you to look at Mori's positioning here, because I really think Mori plays brilliantly in this match. Has line of sight down both sides of our map. Has creatures running up both sides aggressively. This means that no matter how we try to position our creatures, like if we play a creature right here, fine, this creature can come attack it. If we play over here, this creature can come attack it. Even if we play right here as we did, Mori can boop the creature up, and the Wave Breaker comes in and finishes it off. And it just leaves us no outs. Meanwhile, Mori is restocking with more creatures to fill the void, especially knowing that we are playing low-cost minions, that's how Orange plays. This is a super effective strategy. Mori has full control of both sides of the map. Like, we can't threaten anything over in that area. And we can't run to a side here because Mori doesn't need us to. Like if we run over here, Mori doesn't have to get up in our face. We can't draw attention off. It's just very strong positioning. And off the back of that first Weave Breaker, it means we don't have the ability to catch up on board position. Like, before Mori plays anything else from this position, we already know everything on our board is going to die. And it's with the second Weave Breaker, the game is already over. The best play that we could really make at this point, I mean, if we had more low-cost minions, maybe, but we've got 2 2-cost minions in hand. We don't have strong plays from here on out. And one of the things I want to consider is that when we do reviews of games like this, I always take it as an assumption that there was a path to victory, because I always want to err on the side of me having mistakes in the game that I can correct. And I do think there were some mistakes in the game. Walking forward with the Quillblade, if I'd played more defensively with the Quillblade early on, just accepted that as the cost of doing business, and been looking for the trade, I could have avoided having the Quillblade killed off for free. That would have put us in a stronger position. With the Weave Breaker coming down, I don't know if it would have been strong enough, but certainly having to deal with only 1 extra creature on the board would have been superior to 2. And it's hard to tell with moves that early in the game exactly how it could have gone. But be that as it may, there are games that are truly unwinnable. And while you always want to be looking at the games from the aspect of how can I improve, if you look at the games from the aspect of how I can improve, all the time thinking that you should win every game, it can get mentally discouraging. And that's not acceptable either. You have to look at your opponent's plays. You have to look at the overall and say there are going to be games I am going to lose, no matter how well I play, and that's okay. It's okay to lose games. What we're doing this for is to improve, to find the ways to hone our skill, not to just crush every game that we play ever. And this is very important to me. I went on a 4-game losing streak yesterday, and maintaining that proper mindset keeps it from becoming just crushing, right? Keeps it from being a thing that affects you, makes you feel bad about yourself, makes you feel like you're a bad player. And this is one of the things that doing these videos helps me with, by looking at these as opportunities to learn, to find the games that I can improve. And if there's a strategy like this that looks super strong, that's great. We can adopt it. What I took from this game is that if aggro decks are popular, which they seem to be right now, it increases the value of Weave Breaker. And it may be time to look at playing those sorts of decks against the meta. From this position, the game's clearly lost. But we get the utter joy of being able to look at this game and learn from it and go on from there. And so I hope you guys, I hope you learned from what I lost in this utter slaughter, and I hope to see you tomorrow on the Scoundrel Shard.